Have you ever wondered if the name you bear could influence the course of your life? Names are more than just labels. They carry meanings, histories, and sometimes, burdens. This is the story of Kola Olenyi, a man whose life took a dark and twisted turn, all because of a name he chose to claim. What happened to him will leave you questioning the power of the name you bear. Kola Olenyi was a man with an unstoppable spirit. Born into poverty, he had no family to lean on and no privileges to claim. Yet, against all odds, he rose from nothing, putting himself through university with sheer grit. From late-night tutorials to menial jobs, he earned a degree in computer engineering, graduating at the top of his class. Kola's future seemed bright, but life had other plans. 4 years, Kola searched tirelessly for a stable job, but nothing seemed to work out. Frustrated yet determined, he began selling thrift clothes in the bustling Oshodi market. He quickly became loved for his jovial nature and willingness to help others. But with success came enemies. One such enemy was Bob, a local thug who bullied Kola relentlessly, sabotaging his business for no apparent reason. Though Kola secured a court order to keep Bob at bay, the emotional toll of constant threats weighed heavily on him. Meanwhile, at home, Kola faced even more adversity. His fiancée, Tosin, grew increasingly bitter and impatient with his financial struggles, constantly comparing him to her friends who lived lavishly. Her harsh words and nagging drove Kola deeper into depression. One fateful day, Kola met a pastor who frequently visited the market in casual clothes. The pastor, noticing Kola's troubled demeanor, delivered a cryptic message. "You will soon get the job you've been praying for. But if you're called for an interview, don't go the same day. Wait a day so the evil meant for you will pass." Confused, Kola dismissed the warning. Moments later, his drunken friend, nicknamed 100, stumbled into the market and advised him to ignore superstitions and trust his instincts. Strangely, 100's words echoed what the pastor had said, despite his apparent intoxication. Shortly after, Kola received a call. He had been invited for a job interview on Monday at 9 a.m. Torn between the pastor's advice and his desperate desire for a better life, Kola chose to travel immediately on Monday, ignoring the warning. On the bus to Abuja, fate intervened. A rich oil magnate's son, Richard, had also boarded the same bus disguised as a commoner to avoid kidnappers. The kidnappers, tipped off about Richard's location, intercepted the bus. But moments before the ambush, Richard left to use the restroom, and the kidnappers mistook Kola, wearing similar clothes, for their target. Dragged into the forest alongside other passengers, Kola endured brutal torture. When asked his name, he declared, "Kola Olenyi," but the kidnappers found identification in his bag bearing the name, Kola Coca. The name triggered chaos among the gang. Unbeknownst to Kola, the real Kola Coca was a notorious criminal who had slaughtered a blind woman's only family, leading her to curse his name before her death. That curse now followed anyone who bore it. In the ensuing chaos, the kidnappers turned on each other, and Kola was left for dead. Miraculously, he survived and found a passport belonging to Kola Coca, complete with a visa, flight tickets, and foreign currency. Seeing this as a divine opportunity, Kola took the passport and fled to the US, abandoning his job interview and the life he had struggled to build. In America, Kola prospered, building a life of luxury. But the curse of the name haunted him relentlessly. His kind-hearted nature led him to shelter an old friend, Segan, unaware that Segan was a fugitive and drug dealer. When the police raided Kola's home, he was arrested alongside Segan and wrongfully imprisoned for 10 years. Upon his release, Kola tried to rebuild his life, but misfortune clung to him like a shadow. He married 6 different women, but each left him within months, haunted by a mysterious voice warning them to abandon the marriage or face madness. After 2 decades of suffering, Kola returned to Nigeria, determined to start anew. He married Lola, a devout Christian, but soon after their wedding, she too began hearing the haunting voice. Desperate, Kola turned to a pastor, only to realize it was the same man who had warned him years ago about delaying his interview. The pastor revealed the horrifying truth. Kola's suffering was the result of the name he had claimed. The original Kola Koka's heinous acts had unleashed a generational curse, condemning anyone who bore his name to a life of turmoil. The pastor urged Kola to pray fervently for 7 days, asking God to give him a new name. After days of fasting on a mountaintop, Kola received a revelation. His new name would be Zerah Elijah, meaning, a new beginning, Yahweh is my God. With his new identity, Kola's life transformed. He received compensation from the U.S. government for his wrongful imprisonment, regaining millions of dollars. He reconciled with Lola, and together they raised 3 children in peace and prosperity. Through his ordeal, Kola learned a profound lesson. A name is not just a label. It carries power, history, and spiritual weight. Choosing the right name and living with integrity can determine the course of one's destiny. Not all names are meant to be carried. Some bring blessings, while others carry burdens. Be mindful of the names you bear, for they hold the power to shape your destiny.